Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about another trashy game from the greatest developers of all time, Sonic Team. What is this game? Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. This game was originally made for only the Gamecube, but in 2006, 3 years after it came out in 2003, they decided to port it to the PC in just 10 minutes. Because seriously, in the PC version, all the files are from 2003. The game wasn't even made by Sega. It was made by Sega of Europe, the European Sega, who made the ports of Sonic Adventure DX and other PC ports, which weren't that great. But how bad can this game possibly be? Well, for start, they made this on the Sonic Adventure 2 engine. That should tell you enough about it already. But first off, let's talk about how bad of a port this game is, before I go on to the actual stupid premise of the game. First off, there are literally no options you can change other than clipping, and the max FPS the game is capped at. That's all you can change in the game. Resolution, FPS, and clipping. And it doesn't even change in game. You have to use an external application to do it. That's sign number one. This game is a lazy GameCube port before you even load the game. Sign number two. Sign number two is that this game has emulator style controls. And by emulator style, I mean instead of mapping buttons, as in jump, cancel, and attack, use item, instead of mapping that, you map them to the A, B, X, Y. So basically, spacebar is A, backspace is B, S is X, F is Y, E is L, and R is D. And guess what? In game, they tell you to press A and B. Whatever happened to games using keyboard mappings? But then again, these are from the same people who made amazing ports like the Sonic Generations PC port or Sonic 4's port. So I think I know you should already expect this, but let's talk about the actual game. So the first thing you'll notice, this game uses the GameCube's memory layout. You still have the select game data. The buttons are GameCube buttons. In fact, this is the first PC game I've ever seen with GameCube button mapping, not Xbox. And trust me, the options are not only non-game, but you can't even exit the game without hitting Alt F4. That is just lazy porting, because there's no obvious menu option. That's how I backed out of it. So you first open up with the CGI, which looks like it was rendered with the same shit they did Sonic Heroes' intro with, because it also looks cheap. Basically, a bunch of crows fly somewhere, make everything dark as shit, and then, Billy Hatcher, some kid who looks like if Sonic Team put a human in Sonic. Like seriously, his character design looks like the base of every Sonic character ever made. In fact, that could be applied to all the human characters in this game. And then, basically, I got no idea what the fuck is going on because of this obnoxious intro you can't fucking skip, and yeah, basically some bird comes out, falls, some crow tries to attack you, whacks it with a stick. I don't even know what's going on at this point. I'm just trying to make sense. And then after that, the screen turns some weird color, and then you're lashed into the horrible gameplay. And did I mention, Fraps really hates this game? If you're frapping this game and the FMV kicks on, you'll have to hit F9 again before it stops, or else the game crashes. Seriously. So you start the game off, and you get to see, first off, the controls are weird. You have to hit backspace just to advance the text. So basically, Billy Hatcher had some kid who, like I said, looks like he came out of a Sonic fan's fantasy, has to save some world, and then he has to find a chicken suit. And not just any chicken suit, the legendary chicken suit. I couldn't come up with a plot like this even if I was on multiple drugs at once. This is the actual plot Sonic Team came up with. So then you run around after so long because the game doesn't really give you the suit or tell you where to find it. It's really confusing. You get to pick up the legendary chicken suit. Chip, 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 chip. You're just a chicken. Chip, 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 chip. And then Billy Hatcher looks more like a Sonic character than before. I'm not making this up. This is the actual game. They call it a legendary chicken suit. BRB, I gotta get some crack because this makes no sense whatsoever. So basically, yeah, the gameplay is basically this. You get an egg and you roll it around. That's all there really is to it. It's not only not fun at all, but it's frustrating. How? Well, you know how I mentioned earlier this game was based off the Sonic Adventure 2 engine? Well, this game seems to inherit its camera. So you get this egg, you roll it around, and then first off, you find it hard to change directions because, you know, when you try, he all of a sudden stops and you have to run all the way around. Like that, and the camera's confusing too. It likes to focus one way. And then there's a camera recenter button, but that's just sidestepping the problem. I mean, this isn't the only Sonic Team game to have camera problems. Like every game Sonic Team makes has about 20 camera problems, but especially here, it's really noticeable. I don't know what it is, but the camera just manages to spin stuff around. It seems to have a mind of its own, and of course, the egg is really awkward to control, and then jumping too. The jumping is a little awkward, you'll miss the thing a lot, and yeah, as you can see the camera's really confusing. The graphics look like a Dreamcast game. I mean, the Gamecube had better graphics than this, but they're just not that great graphics. And yeah, this is what the game looks like, but the graphics problem wouldn't be so bad if this game wasn't so horribly optimized. You see, you know how I mentioned this game was a straight cube ported in about 2003, well, 2006, but all the files were from 2003, the original year release? Well, that's basically what the game is. It's a straight cube port, which is unoptimized. It was probably barely tested. They just shat this port out in 2006, 3 years after the original for some reason. So, basically, what is this? Well, the port is just so bad that it not only has frame rate issues when I'm frapping, but when I'm not frapping, it has screen tearing even though it runs at 60 FPS. And keep in mind, I'm running this on an ATI 5650. Not some old, outdated NVIDIA TNT2 or Voodoo 3. No. I'm running this on a 5650. And it's stuttering. And not just that, but the eggs, they're annoying too because they get stuck up there and you gotta run all the way back just to get another egg. It's stupid. And the music is just ranges from annoying, like the title screen music, to just meh-ish and elevator music. But, yeah. This game is just unoptimized. Don't buy this game at all. Even though it's only $10, that's $10 you could be giving to charity. That's $10 you could be giving to developers of better games. That's $10 you could be, you know, you could buy a PS1 for $10 and play better games than this. So yeah, don't buy this game. This game is just pathetic. I mean, it just shows Sonic Team, they can't make a game. The best game they could ever make was the Phantasy Star series. That was alright, but it's also rehashed. It's like every single Phantasy Star is the same crap as before. I mean, just look at Phantasy Star Portable and Phantasy Star Universe, same game, just one's on the PSP. But, oh well. Don't buy this game. Please don't. It's just that bad. And the last thing I'd like to say about this is that, especially if you're a PC gamer, don't buy this and don't support bad ports like this. This game is just unacceptable. PC games should have key maps and not console controls. That is all. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.